happened? What is the issue? I find this to be very interesting. He done backed out. He ain't helping no more. He done removed himself from the process. Trump out. Paramount. That rhyme, the 8-player 8-game bars. Still confident in WBD win over Netflix. You know, before I jump on this really quick, I heard actually Eric July talking about this the other day. I was listening to something. I think it was on Geeks and Gamers, or I can't remember what it was. But anyway, he did make a good point about this, and I thought about this, but I just assumed that maybe Netflix had way more control or media assets than Disney. But he had said, well, if Disney could acquire Fox, why isn't it okay for Netflix to acquire Warner Bros? He specifically said he's not a fan of Netflix, but he's looking at it like, well, what's the issue? So, and yeah, I always been thinking that once in a while. I'm like, yeah, it's, well, Netflix is acquiring them, but Disney acquired Marvel and 20th Century Fox, right? And Lucasfilm, right? Yeah, and Pixar, right? So why isn't it okay for Netflix to acquire, now, as a Zack Snyder fan, it's been tossed around that if Netflix gets it, we're definitely getting a finale to the Snyderverse. But if Paramount gets it, didn't they just release Starfleet or whatever this garbage show is? So I'm concerned about either one. But the claim is that because the Saudis are involved with Paramount, that they want a return of the Snyderverse. So maybe it will be finally, maybe, they've been woken stuff up, but they're going to make sure the Snyderverse isn't. It's going to be good. So I don't know. But as a Snyder fan, I want his story finished. With Justice League 2 and 3. And if they're really good to us, Man of Steel 2 and the Batman and well, it was supposed to be but Ben Affleck's solo Batman or The Dark Knight Returns, something like that. I definitely need Justice League 2 and 3. I definitely need that. I saw one of Kevin Smith's videos years ago when Batman v Superman came out. He said Batman v Superman was Man of Steel 2. It was. Like that. Like he went through explaining exactly why it was. Like technically and everything. I was like, oh, interesting. Because that was, I believe, the next thing. But they turned it into Batman v Superman rather than calling it Man of Steel 2. Anyway, says here, Donald Trump has removed himself from the high-stakes streaming war over Warner Bros. Discovery. But that doesn't mean that the fight is over, especially for Paramount. Trump, I haven't been involved. Speaking with NBC News anchor Tom Lamas from the Oval Office, Trump revealed he's staying out of the brewing antitrust showdown between Netflix and Paramount over WBD. I haven't been involved, Trump said. I must say, I guess I'm considered to be a very strong president. I've been called by both sides. It's two sides, but I've decided I shouldn't be involved. The Justice Department will. It's interesting. At first, it seemed like he was kind of, just lightly pushing, let's go to Paramount. While not naming the companies directly, Trump did acknowledge concerns about media consolidation. There's a theory that one of the companies is too big and it shouldn't be allowed to do it. See, so if Netflix is so big that it is as big as Disney is with everything that it has now, then I would kind of get it. But if it isn't, and maybe acquiring WB would make it, then I'd probably be like, okay, well, this is the only one. So I don't know who's going to win because they're still fighting over this. There's a theory that one of the companies is too big and it shouldn't be allowed to do it. And the other company is saying something else. He said they are beating the hell out of each other and there will be a winner. I told you, they going at it. Trump stepping back doesn't clear the road for Netflix. As seen in recent Senate hearings, multiple Republican senators grilled CEO Ted Sarandos over Netflix's content and dominance, and continue to do so on social media. Senator Josh Hawley directly accused Netflix of pushing a transgender ideology in children's programming. I tell you this, I tell you this, I worked with Netflix before. It was great working with them and Zack Snyder. I did a few interviews. I did actually an interview for YouTube with Amari, and I did one for a group of people and everything. I did one, spoke to him. He was really cool, and then I did two interviews, but one specifically for Netflix with Zach, and they treated me really well. They were very easy to work with. They were really cool, and I like Netflix. I've had Netflix since I signed up. I've never cut it off, but I gotta say, there's it's the only streaming platform that I've been in the middle of watching stuff where I was like, what? No. Baby, you want to watch something else? Yeah, that's all right. It's happened several times. So, it's just, they've put a few things in. Like, we were watching this Tyler Perry thing, and I said to Scarlett, I said, babe, I think that's balls flapping. I think that's she was like, no, it's a man and a woman. And I was like, okay. And the next thing I was like, whoa! I was like, she was like, oh my gosh, I told you, it was two pairs of balls flapping. I told you. Oh God. So, even without Trump's direct support, Paramount and Skydance remain optimistic. Pup News Bill Cohen reports that Paramount and Skydance's new chief legal officer is Makan Delrim, the former DOJ antitrust head who led the effort to stop AT&T's acquisition of Time and Warner. And Paramount and Skydance believe history may repeat, and the DOJ could once again step in to block a mega merger. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. We are just going to have to wait and see, folks. Anyway, post the comments down below. Let me know what you all think about the situation. If you enjoyed my thoughts, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers.